A male student fainted after he found himself taking a test with 500 girls. Netherlands is proposing a ban on certain pets with physical features, and people are zapping their brains at home to improve focus and clear brain fog. These are the weird stories for Monday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the galaxy. I got that weird news. Do you have a weird news need? Well, I got that weird news fix for you. Yeah, let's get right into it. I got your weird news right here, right here at a discount. It's free. A male student fainted after finding himself among 500 girls during an exam. This guy doesn't sound like your ideal wingman, that's for sure. It's like, hey, bro, let's go talk to that group of girls at the bar. Dude, are you on the ground? What's the matter with you? Well, let's learn a little bit about this situation. It says his relatives claimed he was the only male student at the testing center. When he saw a large number of female students, 500 of them to be exact, he became very nervous and collapsed on the floor. Probably good for him that he just collapsed, because I don't think he would have done well on that test. He would have been very distracted. Of course, the school administration came to his aid, and they admitted him into the local hospital for treatment. He regained consciousness after a few hours, according to his father, Sakadanand Prasad. I'm sure that was the moment where he asked his father, what were those, father? My son, those are called females. Now, we have an angry relative of this student in the story who blamed the intermediate council for assigning this gentleman the examination center that's usually dedicated for female students. Here's a quote from this relative. There were more than 500 girl students in that examination center. The school administration had given the seat to my nephew in the main hall of the school, surrounded by a large number of girls. Manish failed to handle the situation after he saw a large number of girls, and as you know, he fell unconscious. It says here the intermediate examination for class 12 students started in Bihar this past Wednesday, and cheating has been reported in several districts, including Nalanda, Nawanda, Munger, Banka, Darbhanga, Samastipur, Araria, and other districts that I can't pronounce clearly. Sorry. So it doesn't say why he was still put with these 500 girls. Is it because he's a cheater? This was his punishment? Well, he definitely won't be cheating in this class. He'll be too distracted by all the ladies. Well, it worked. I mean, you can't even cheat if you can't take the exam because you're on the floor. So that was effective. Now, that is the end of the article. I have no other information, but I'm envisioning a situation where, for the most part, the female and male students are separated. Otherwise, this guy wouldn't collapse like that. It wouldn't have been such a shock had he been integrated with female students previously. Sounds to me like you got to, integrate them a little earlier in life. You can't have them just passing out when they find themselves around women. Maybe take them to a WNBA game or two before that. Yeah, that'd be helpful. Because there's going to get to a point where eventually there's going to be a school dance, and this guy's not going to be able to handle it. If he can't even sit in a chair during a test, how's he going to deal with a young lady trying to twerk on him, Netherlands is proposing a ban on dogs and cats with specific traits. What do French Bulldogs and Scottish fold cats have in common, everyone? Well, we all know they're adorable, for starters. And those French Bulldogs, very expensive. That's why they've been the target of many dog nappings recently, if you haven't heard. It says here, but unfortunately, both of these breeds that I just mentioned are among the genres of pets that face complex health problems due to what makes them cute. Their squished noses, in the case of the bulldog, and the folded ears in the case of those Scottish fold cats. Now, both of these breeds of pets are also soon to be regulated by the Netherlands government. Minister Piet Adema of Culture, Nature, and Food Quality just announced that the government plans to ban dog and cat breeds where their physical traits cause them pain and suffering. While the ban is not yet in place, the government warns it is to be expected in the near future. We have a quote from the Minister of Pets over there. Yeah, this subject affects me not only as a minister, but also as a person. We make life miserable for innocent animals purely because we think they are beautiful and cute. That is why today we are taking a big step towards a Netherlands where no pet has to suffer from their appearance. No pet should suffer from its appearances. I apologize. I don't think that's a Netherlands accent, but it's an accent nonetheless. Now, this person's making a point, this minister. These pets do appear to be suffering. Are they? I'm not sure. I've never asked one. In the case of the French Bulldogs, it sounds like they always have asthma. They're always having an asthmatic attack. I always feel so bad for them. They are cute, though, so they're very popular these days for the gram. Everybody wants one of these cuties for the gram. The Netherlands is obviously serious about getting these pets out of their culture. I don't know about the rest of the world, but this government, at least, is developing a list of physical characteristics and criteria that will determine whether an animal is needlessly suffering due to irresponsible breeding. However, it says it is known that the ban will reach owning, importing, selling, and even promoting these breeds. The latter addresses the, quote, influencer process, which has made breeds like the French Bulldog skyrocket in popularity lately. The Frenchie is known for its breathing issues, it says, alongside other health issues. Oh, I didn't know there's other health issues. Scottish Folds, which are adorable cats, they also seem to be popular on Instagram. I'm not sure if I've seen a Scottish Fold. They're named for their folded ears. However, this is due to an inherited cartilage defect that causes the cat joint pain as well as fused joints and malformations. Ooh, it sounds like this cat is suffering because of the ear situation. How horrible. It says, for those who already own the to-be-banned pets in the Netherlands, the critters will be grandfathered in during their lifetime. Here's another quote. These issues will take time to work out, but we already want to inform people that this is coming, especially people considering bringing a new pet into their home. It says consumers in other countries can also take note. Norway has already banned the breeding of bulldogs because of the extreme health problems that human preferences have led them to. Unfortunately, even ethical breeders cannot circumvent many of these issues inherent to purebred pets, especially for certain breeds. Well, I can say with certainty, though, if you own one of these pets in the U.S., you need not worry. There'll never be a ban like this. People would lose their minds. In the U.S., you can't even ban people from owning Siberian tigers in their living room. I mean, it's just like, that's what we got over here, man. I've seen TikTok videos of people that in the U.S. that own baby snow leopards that they're washing them in their kitchen saying, hello. Of course, there will be a way around this in these other countries where French Bulldogs might be banned. You can just get yourself a robot dog that looks like a French Bulldog. This is going to be the future, guys. We're going to have robot pets. I've already covered a story about robot dogs being walked. Such a strange sight. But I'd love to get your opinion on the banning of these sorts of pets. What do you think? Call the show 646-450-2012. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. Yay! People are zapping their brains to improve focus and clear brain fog. But is it safe? People zapping their brains. This is the first I've heard of it. Sounds like a TikTok challenge. Let's learn a little bit about how you can zap your brain, in case you guys are experiencing some brain fog. It says in 2021, Craig Gibbons was diagnosed with Lyme disease. Poor Craig. His doctor prescribed him antibiotics, but the medication failed to eliminate one of his most debilitating symptoms, a lasting brain fog that made it difficult for him to focus or recall information. That makes it hard to even go karaokeing because you might not even remember how the song goes. Got to clear out this brain fog. How did Craig do it? Well, he tried a different approach. At-home brain stimulation. Oh, sounds cool. Over the past few years, Craig has been experimenting with what's called transcranial direct current stimulation, also known as TDCS, which delivers very weak electrical currents to your brain using electrodes attached to your head. Ho, ho, ho. Says here that brain stimulation comes in many different forms, but they are all centered on the same idea, sending tiny little zaps to specific parts of the brain to alter the brain activity. Some of its users are well established. Transcranial magnetic stimulation is used in hospitals and clinics as a way to treat depression. Another version, deep brain stimulation, involves surgically implanting electrodes in your brain and has been used for years to ease symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Now, the medical uses of brain stimulation typically take place in hospitals or doctors' offices with professionals, but the use of at-home brain stimulation devices is flourishing among a group of enthusiasts who say it enhances their mental state and gives them an edge, like on an upcoming exam or a project at work. Others credit it as a way to achieve deeper meditative states or mental clarity. These at-home brain stimulation devices are available online and typically range in cost from as little as $40 to $500. They are usually no bigger than a television remote or a smartphone. Batteries, head caps, and straps and other accessories needed to send the weak pulses of electricity to your brain are sometimes sold separately. Many of them are marketed as having clearance from the FDA, which entails a less rigorous review process than what's needed for FDA approval. Despite their growing popularity, though, many scientists oppose the use of these devices at home because not much is known about their safety in the long term. Here's a quote from Robert Reinhardt, a neuroscientist nerd at Boston University. We are talking about injecting electricity into someone's brain, all right? Someone could get hurt here. We need to better understand what these tools can do, including any unintended consequences they might have. We have a woman named Anna Wexler, an assistant professor of medical ethics and health policy at the University of Penn. She says, depression and anxiety are the top two indications for people, but other reasons people used these devices were for enhancement, to improve focus, to improve memory, things like that. Very helpful these can be. Now, you can imagine a future potentially where people are using brain stimulation on a regular basis. I think people are just overwhelmingly interested in augmenting their abilities to provide a kind of cutting-edge advantage. Wexler states that she doesn't expect brain stimulation to achieve mainstream success until studies conclusively show that it provides these real benefits. She says, the baseline question is whether this is actually working. It could be a placebo. It might not be working at all. There are many more people in favor of this, and the argument goes, well, you can modify your brain functions routinely with things such as nicotine, caffeine, and alcohol. You can buy a cup of coffee off the shelf, and you can buy a beer off the shelf. So why can't you buy a brain stimulation device off the shelf as well? Well, I would say it's a little different. I mean, we have the data, 1,000 years worth of nicotine and coffee input, I think. No one's routinely dying over these things, although there are outliers, of course. But we don't have a lot of data on these brain stimulation machines, so you have to kind of approach these with caution. But I am interested in stuff like this. I think this would be fascinating to experiment a little bit. Perhaps I could get a hold of one of these and record an episode of Weird AF News while my brain is stimulated, and maybe I'll get better ideas. Maybe I'll get better jokes. Come and listen to Weird AF News. I got this weird freaking news for you. Did you really know that I record inside a closet? 'Cause I got them skills. I don't need a real studio. Hey, highly caffeinated Jonesy here with an outro. Thanks for making it all the way to the outro. Pat yourself on the back like this. Good job, you did it. I got a nice review on Amazon. Let's read it. It's from John Davis. John Davis is a superstar, man. He gave me 5 stars and wrote Weird AF rocks. He says, love listening to this show. Like everyone else, Floridas are the best. Jonesy, keep it up, man. I have to say, one of my favorite parts is when you try to pronounce some of these names and cities where these people are from. Hilarious. John Davis of Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, shout out to John Davis of Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, we got lucky in that episode, John. I had some cities in India that I could not get through. It's horrible, horrible. I apologize. I probably offended people. Oh, no, I'm going to get canceled out of the closet and into a prison. I also have a nice review on Amazon from Geisha Girl, who gave me 5 stars and wrote, risk prevention and keeping freedom. Love today's show, Jonesy. I am a former CADC with life experiences, as most have. This show is funny and informative. Such a perfect balance. Even made my soon-to-be 9-year-old daughter Emma laugh, and now is thinking about making podcasts herself. Yeah, hey, listen, you have my support, Emma. Get out there and make some podcasts. 9 years old. It's never too early to start a podcast. I'd imagine there's not a lot of 9-year-olds making podcasts out there. So you separate yourself right there by being 9 years old and making a podcast. You can do it. And you can use Anchor and do it for free, by the way. It's one of the sponsors of Weird AF News. You know the ad that I have in here that says, good luck with your life, man. That's Anchor, man. You can do it for free, Emma. Good luck with that. Good luck with your life, man. Good luck with your podcast, Emma. Also got a review from Gracie. Oh, yes, Gracie. Gracie gave me 5 stars. See? Gracie likes stars. She gave me some 5 stars. Gracie wrote, even if you hate hearing people talk incessantly, you will love this podcast. Yeah, I guess I do talk incessantly, but it's a podcast. I'm supposed to. Yeah. If I did not talk incessantly, well, first of all, the episodes would be 2 minutes long, and that's not long enough. Now, Gracie left me a very long review, 2 paragraphs long, so I'm going to say, Gracie, you write incessantly, for sure. But it's a lovely 5-star review, and I'm grateful. Gracie wrote, Jonesy's the perfect guy to listen to for interesting stories and current events delivered in a low-key manner with continuity and humor, intellect that's relatable, commitment in daily news episodes, and all the crazy people being crazy people news headlines you can ask for to keep you perfectly engaged and out of your own thoughts or ruminations without being obnoxious or overwhelming like regular news can be. Wow. Look at the big vocab on Gracie. Look at that. Gracie used ruminations. Man, I'm in love. Gracie wrote, also for anyone who doesn't have the cash to buy Jonesy a coffee, leaving a review will help him rank higher on Amazon for people searching for interesting podcasts. Oh, that's tremendous. Gracie, thank you for suggesting that. That's right. If you guys can't afford to buy me a coffee, you can leave me a review on Amazon like Gracie did. Write a nice long one. Give me the 5 stars. Okay, continuing. Thus, he will gain more listeners and maybe one day make it out of the closet. That is, unless he'd rather stay there. Which, if so, I understand entirely. But regardless, we want the world to know Jonesy exists, to make sure he keeps entertaining us. And no one told me to write that. My job is SEO, and so I wanted to help where I'm able. Well, anyways, good luck with your life, y'all. Hey, Gracie wrote, good luck with your life, y'all. Which is Gracie's own personal take on good luck with your life, man. And it's very apropos. How about that for a big word, Gracie? Huh? Yeah? Maybe we can be friends and sit around and exchange big words together while we drink coffee and talk about SEO and how you can help me in my life. And by the way, you're right. I kind of want to stay in the closet. It's my nice hideaway go-to place. It's just as good as the bathroom to get away from life. It's so peaceful in here. You want to hear me shake the clothes? Yeah, I don't own a lot of clothes, so that's the best I could do. Anyways, Gracie, if you have any tips on how I can help my podcast get more exposure, because I could use it. My email's funnyjones@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. And or you don't have to do any of that, really. You've kind of done enough with this great Amazon review, so I appreciate that, and I want to thank you. And if you guys want to help out, you can leave a review on Amazon or Apple Podcast, or give me 5 stars on Spotify as well. That's pretty helpful. If you do want to buy me coffee or join the Patreon to support the podcast, go to weirdafnews.com. You can do it there, or you just go to patreon.com/weirdafnews or download the Patreon app on your smartphone and do a search for Weird AF News. It's the only one. And you can support me by buying me a cup of coffee every month. That's pretty cool. That would make you feel good inside too, and you'll probably get into heaven. I mean, depending on whether or not you've kind of not done some other things that people do in Florida.